Now, how confident are you when it comes to communicating with the opposite or same sex? Okay, The Art of Communicating with the Opposite or Same Sex is a new book by David A. Stewart, and David is available to have a conversation with us. I mentioned him yesterday morning on the programme, an incredibly colourful past, and now giving us some of his wisdom. David, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for joining us on the programme, David. David, you have a colourful past, don't you? You were on the bikes in the Isle of Man. You were... remind us of some of the things you did. It's incredible. As a matter of fact, don't even begin to remind me. Don't begin to remind me, because it says it all here. I was going through it yesterday. I'm just looking at the book, and it says about the author. Born in the mid-20th century, David A. Stewart is an adventurer at heart, a true adventurer. Began his journey as a motor mechanic, later transitioning to car sales, marketing and advertising in London, dynamic pursuits, servicing bikes in the pits at the Isle of Man TT, Circuit of Ireland rally support competitor, qualified and skilled drone pilot, passion for technology, rivaled only by his love of the sea, an ardent sailor, logged thousands of nautical miles, embodying a spirit of exploration and determination. The adventurous streak continued to be an extra on blockbuster movies, and so on and so forth. It's a colourful life that you've led, fella. But what gives you
it's not over yet, Frank.
I know it's not. What gives you the skills to write a book about the art of communicating with the opposite or same sex? Because this book, everyone should read it. I've been leafing through it.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I think there was an American journalist, I think it was Christopher Hitchens, said there's a book in everyone. Now, he did go on to say that that's where it should stay. But mine took 5 months to sort of eventually work its way out of me. It wasn't, it's been a passion of mine, and I know it's a bit of a topic of your own, but kids don't talk to each other anymore. No one seems to communicate. I just got to a stage that I have to say something about this. You're sitting on a bus, you're sitting on a train. No one even comes and sits beside you in case they have to enter into conversation with you.
So what advice do you give them then? What advice do you give them in the book? What's the advice if you're not communicating properly?
Well, I think it's really down to lack of confidence in young people and older people. I've seen too many married couples sitting over a dinner and not a word spoken. Confidence is something you can learn, and that's what I'm trying to teach in this book. It's a trade between that and listening to what people are saying to you. A lot of people don't do that either. They're waiting for you to take a breath, and they're launching into whatever they want to say, but they're not actually taking in or understanding what you're actually trying to communicate with them.
Yeah, and communication is so important. Presentation of yourself so important as well. It's set out fabulously.
It's 100%.
It really is. It's set out so well. Yeah. If people do want to get a copy, I'm almost top of the news at 12, but if people do want to get a copy, and I love the parrots on the front of it, The Art of Communicating with the Opposite or Same Sex by David A. Stewart. Where do they get their hands on it?
It's available on amazon.co.uk or amazon.com, and it's also available on Kindle.
Well, get yourself a copy. Confidence is the unseen force that shapes all our interactions. In an era where first impressions are formed in an instant, mastering confidence is vital to building trust and establishing connections. From a casual chat to professional event, the way we present ourselves will dramatically affect the outcome of every encounter. The wisdom of David A. Stewart, and you're hearing about it here on the U105 phone-in. David, thanks for coming on the programme this morning. Thank you.
No, John, my pleasure, Frank. Good to talk to you.
A pleasure having you. David A. Stewart, now writer as well, and guru, a bit like Deirdre McGuire from DeirdreMcGuire.com. News coming next.
The U105 phone-in with Frank Mitchell, sponsored by JMK Solicitors, helping people get their lives